Hello BIO100 and welcome to our module focusing on research questions and experimental design. So this is, I think, a fun week because what we get to do is think like scientists. So we've been doing that all throughout the semester, right? But what we do this week is start to put some of those different pieces together, and what we'll ask you to do for the lecture portion is to observe your surroundings. So it can be something you notice in your house, something outside. What we want you to do is observe your surroundings, think like a scientist, come up with a research question based on your observations, and then build on that research question. So come up with an idea you want to test, figure out how to write that as a testable hypothesis, how to think about how you would actually conduct an experiment to answer that question. So identify what your independent variable would be, what your dependent variable would be. Think about what type of statistical test you would need to use to analyze that data. That's the part that's building on what we've done before. And then also think a little bit about what are some possible limitations to your study. That's always the case in science. We need to be aware of what conclusions we can or cannot draw from our results, just like what we talked about in the previous week where we wrote the missing abstract. We always want to be careful about what we can conclude from those results. And then we'll also think a little bit about how the research question that we've come up with can be important for why other people should care about it, essentially. And so the quizzes you'll see for this week are a little bit different. There are, I think, really only 3 quizzes for you to do in the lecture portion of this module, but they're not multiple choice questions because the content this week is a little bit different. So all of those quizzes will be asking you to type in your responses. They're all essay questions, and they're all asking you to think about these things I just said. So you'll fill in your research question, your hypothesis, your variables. So this week is fun because it gives you a chance to, like I said, observe things, think like a scientist, and pick something that's of interest to you. So really, there's no right or wrong answer in terms of what type of experiment you want to do. Just as some examples to get you started, some students in previous semesters have made observations about whether their cat is right or left pawed, and they wanted to investigate that further. They wanted to think about whether the different types of roses in their mom's garden were growing differently. So again, they don't have to be these quote-unquote super scientific things, but they can be these observations that you have just around you in your everyday life, and then think about how you would build a scientific question based off of that. So go ahead, go through the module, watch the videos from Dr. Visker. He's the one who put together the content for this week. And of course, if you have questions, let me know, let Maddie know. We'll be happy to help you. And I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you in the next video.